You remember Noita? Yeah, I remember Noita. I've played it some off stream. Vaush actually got me into Noita. Noita is like almost too aimless for me to enjoy, but it's not a simulation game. Like there is a goal. It's just like, wow, what an open game. Noita's a top 5 game. The funny thing with Noita is that I feel Noita is one of the few examples I can think of where the tech makes the game. Does anyone know Cortex Command? Kino Zero! You know Cortex Command? You're one of the fucking... You're one of the fucking ancient wizards of time who remembers Cortex Command? The really fun, innovative game that was abandoned by its developers and got kind of aimless, but nonetheless, like, basically laid out the foundation of... Oh, dude! Of the shit that would later become Noita. The game where you try to build a base? Yeah, kind of. There's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Or maybe it's not very much stuff at all. I don't really know. Here. Cortex Command, man. Cortex Command was like... It sounds really simple now, but at the time, the tech felt really cool. Basically, it was like physics-based, like, it was like a physics-based, like, 2D multiplayer shoot-em-out where you build a base using gold that you mine, and that allows you to, like, build fortifications, and everything is physics-based. So, like, if an enemy has an armor plate on them and you shoot the armor plate, it hits the plate, and, like, you can destroy the ground, and and it was very moddable. And this is one of the few times where I don't mind mods as a concept, because it's basically, like, a fuck-around game anyway, so just fuck around more. It's not like a narrative experience you're altering.
Throw explosions into the mix, though. They are certainly the highlight of the show.
Dude, you guys will never be able to understand the satisfaction of seeing an enemy bring in this dropship, and you aiming a rocket perfectly at one of its thrusters and knocking it out, and it starts spinning out of control and flying to the ground. Holy shit, dude, man. Oh my god. And everything did shrapnel, so it was like, you could pull off some incredibly scuffed tactics here, where, like, if your ship is crashing, you, like, ram into them, and then you, like, you can put, like, C4 on your ship, so after you drop off your guys, you ram them with the ship full of C4 and detonate it and blow up the wall. It's a whole, yeah, oh man. It lags like shit. Yep, and it lags like shit, just like Noita. Though Noita is, like, 5 trillion times better optimized than Cortex Command. Anything would lag Cortex Command, man. That game lags on startup. What issue do you have with mods in games, if anything? Okay, I'm pausing, because I'm going to get triggered if I get interrupted. I'm sorry, I'm pausing the alerts, okay? I'm pausing the TTS, okay? This is the issue that I have. And maybe this sounds dumb, but I feel this way very strongly, okay? All art is communication. The point is for humans to reach out to each other in whatever form possible and connect with the messages they imbue in the art they produce. That's how I feel. I feel this way very strongly. Obviously, this gets fractally complicated depending on the ways in which you talk about it. Mods are art? Yes, mods are art. 100% undeniably, I respect the fuck out of people who do modding, okay? The thing that bothers me is that when it comes to communication on like mass-produced media, I like to make sure that I'm having the same experience as everyone else, because then I can communicate with other people based on the same shared experience. I like feeling like I'm connecting with people. And I like it when I'm playing something and thinking, wow, in this respect, I am united with so many other people. I am experiencing the same thing as them. Therefore, it's like, in a way, I'm communicating with them, where we're experiencing this together. It's like I feel connected to other players of a game when I am playing the game and I know that they're going through what I'm going through. Now, sometimes this isn't as big of an issue. If a mod does something like it fixes a frame rate issue, or like there are crashes that get, like, okay, you know, fine, make it workable. And sometimes there are games where I think mods are, like, fine if it's like a fuck around game. But for the most part, like, you know, it's like Skyrim, right? Like, oh, I like Skyrim. Yeah, sure, like, what 200 mods did you use, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm not making a moral, like, statement here at all. This is my personal preference. I'm literally not impugning any of the rest of you at all. Like 0%. This is not, I am not making statements about other people's enjoyment. This is just how I feel. Did you use add-ons in WoW? No! I did not use dungeon boss mods. Goshified. I'm so averse to modding that I rated Mythic in Legion and in Siege of Orgrimmar, and I was the main healer, and I was the raid leader, which means I shot called with no dungeon boss mods. I memorized the timing on every attack of every boss across all of those raid tiers, and I outperformed millions of people across all the servers doing it. And I was a freak. I was a freak. My raid group did not let people in who didn't have dungeon boss mods, so I lied to them. And then I did better than everyone else anyway until I became raid lead. And only after I became raid lead did I tell them I'd never used it once. I don't even know how to use it. I don't even know how to set up dungeon boss mods. I never had to. You peaked? It is probably true that I will never be as good at a game as I was at World of Warcraft when I was raid leading in Legion. Tomb of Sargeras will probably represent the absolute pinnacle of my abilities. What are your opinions on nude/porn/naked mod? Dude, whatever you want. I think that shit's psycho, but if it makes you happy, fuck yeah, bro. Again, I don't have a problem with other people using mods. The only time other people's mod use bothers me, I think, is if, they take their mod use for granted and they get bothered with me for not using them. That happens sometimes and it kind of bothers me. Where I'm like, oh, I didn't like this thing, and they're like, dude, why didn't you get the mod? I'm like, well, because I'm playing the game. Like, I didn't want to use the mod, you know? Like, the mod was made by the community. Oh, and one other thing that bothers me, this really fucking bugs me. I fucking hate it when developers rely on a modding community to do their work for them. Oh, didn't finish the ending? Oh, dude, that's okay. The modders will fix it. Oh, didn't optimize the game perfectly and you have issues? Oh, dude crashes on some, like, on startup with some shit? Oh, no, don't worry. Bro. Don't worry, bro. Fucking some no-lifer will fix it, dude. Don't work on it. It's all good. Fuck that. I fucking hate that. That really fucking bothers me. But that's pretty much it. You know, it's not. Sorry for bragging about the WoW thing. I am proud, don't get me wrong. My funniest memory on that was that I was a good enough healer that some other, even more talented raiding groups would occasionally use me for fill as an extra healer depending on the boss fight. Like, especially I remember back in, what was the first raid of
You need
Legion?
to be a true Chad and play old school RuneScape. Best game ever.
Maybe, I've never played it. Emerald Nightmare. There were a couple of fights in Emerald Nightmare where sometimes the higher tier guilds would really favor having an extra healer on some fights, depending on composition and a bunch of other stuff. And I would get brought in, and I would lie about having DBM there. But one of these guys had a tool that could tell if other people had dungeon boss mods, like the ping thing, where like, hey, do your ping on the dungeon boss mod, you know, and I couldn't do it. And they were like, dude, why can't you do it? I was like, yeah, because I don't use dungeon boss mod. They're like, but then why the fuck are you here? And I'm like, ask the fucking raid lead why I'm here. Look at my numbers. Fucking check armory and ask me while I'm here, okay? Let's get started.
Old school RuneScape is an MMORPG and has many skills, bosses, and quests that you can do, as well as different account types. Peak autism and great.
Maybe. I'm trying to stick away from games like that, though. Those eat up a lot of your time. Do you still play Final Fantasy? No, I'm done cooming to my, like, bunny girl. Is Final Fantasy legit the first MMO where 80% of the player base are just there to dress up their anime girlfriend whatever in cute outfits and jerk off to screenshots? Because, like, holy shit. Terra? Oh, shit, Terra, you're right. Terra. I feel like 60% of MMOs are dressing games. Do you think we should, like, get rid of anime bunny girls? Because in real life, none of you are ever going to be able to slip your cock into a tight, snug anime bunny girl pussy.
Cowgirls with breasts larger than cars is the only valid gender.
Yeah, I like big tits, man, but I've always been more of a big ass kind of guy, personally. Finally a streamer that prefers ass. Isn't ass more popular than tits these days? I feel like I'm not the only one with that in mind. For me, I just think the main thing is that if you're really into an ass, you can fuck an ass, and it feels pretty great, you know? Whereas tit fucking is mostly a porn thing. Like, you can do it in real life, and it can feel good, sure. I'm not saying it doesn't. But it's not like fucking an ass. Like, an ass is an actual orifice, you know? Not to say big tits are bad. They're not. They're great. My partner is down to wear a bunny anime girl outfit. I've made it, folks. Nice, Social Psycho Explainer. That's awesome. Everyone in chat, clap. Now I need to find my bunny anime girl. Well, judging from the demographics of my Twitter feed, you know any trans women? They're all into that shit.